Hello students, welcome to YouTube channel Vidya for Success. Dear students, in this video let us study computer memory. As you know, computer contains a number of components such as CPU, input devices, output devices and so on. And it also holds instructions, program and so on. So if a computer wants to store any of the instructions or programs, then it needs a dedicated component or a storage area. The dedicated storage area is called as memory of the computer. You cannot imagine a computer without memory. For that matter, it can be any other electronic gadget, whether it can be a smartphone or any other device. All these devices, they come up with a built-in memory so that they can hold instructions and all the other data. So that's why computer memory is a very important piece within a computer device, without which we will not be able to save the data or instruction for future uses. So what is a computer memory then? A collection of chips on the motherboard or a circuit board attached to the motherboard where all computer processing and program instructions are stored while in use. So what is the definition for computer memory? A memory is nothing but collection of chips, nothing but collection of silicon chips in which we will be storing data. So these chips may be present directly on the motherboard, or else these chips may be present as another circuit board which may be later added to the motherboard indirectly. But within this particular chip, silicon chip, the data, all programs or instructions will be stored when the computer is working, or else when the computer is switched off also these data will be preserved. So that's why for any computer, storage is of paramount importance. Now let us understand the computer memory by studying the classification. So computer memory can be classified into two different types. The two major types of computer memory are primary memory and secondary memory. Further, primary memory are classified into two types, RAM and ROM. RAM is of two types, static RAM and dynamic RAM. ROM is of four different varieties, PROM, EPROM, EEPROM and flash memory. Followed by that, further the other wing, that is secondary memory, is further classified into three different types. They are magnetic memory. Further, magnetic memory is classified into the following two types, hard disk and floppy disk. Secondary memory, another variety is optical disk. So optical disk, the different varieties are CD-ROM, DVD-ROM and BD-ROM. And the final type in secondary memory is USB flash, or else also referred as pen drives. So within your computer, either you will be having primary memory or else secondary memory. Not either, you need to go with both primary memory as well as secondary memory if you want to store bulk of data. So this is the classification which indicates how memory will be classified for a computer. Now we have having understanding what is a memory. So memory is a place within the computer where we can store programs, instructions, intermediate results and data. But we need a unit to measure the amount of memory which can be preserved in a particular storage device. So what is that unit? For example, any liquid, they will be measured in terms of liters. Similarly, any other hard substance, they may be measured in terms of kilograms or some other parameter. Same way, within the storage area, we will be storing the data. So how are you going to measure them? How much data has been stored? What is the parameter? So the parameter to measure storage, it all depends upon bytes. So before understanding bytes, we need to know what is meant by a bit. As you know, computer can understand only zeros and one. Apart from 0 and 1, the computer can't understand any other things. It can't understand English, it can't understand any other human understandable language. So all the instruction to the computer need to be passed in terms of zeros and 1. So here, one bit can be either 0 or it can be 1. It can hold any value. What is bit? Bit is nothing but a binary digit. Okay, so the expansion for bit is binary digit. So the bit can be either 0 or 1. So collection of 8 bits will make up 1 byte. Okay, so the collection of these 8 bits, it can be any value, either 0 or 1, whatever the thing, but collection of 8 bits will make up 1 byte. So here let us understand the storage capability of computer by considering a table. 8 bits will make up 1 byte. Similarly, 1024 byte will make up 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte will be referred as 1 megabyte, or simply referred as MB. Similarly, 1024 megabyte or MB will be making 1 GB, that is 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabytes will make up 1 terabyte. Okay, so this is not the final highest amount of data that can be stored. Terabyte is not the highest value. Still it continues, but for our understanding this much is enough. Okay, so what is the unit of measuring memory? The unit to measure memory or storage is bytes. Okay, bytes. What is 1 byte? 1 byte is equivalent to 8 bits. 8 bits will make 1 byte. Similarly, 1024 bytes will make 1 kilobyte, and it goes on. Okay, next, types of memory. As I've shown you via the classification chart, the computer memory is of two types. Broadly, they are classified into two types. The first one is referred as primary memory, and the second one is secondary memory. So now let us understand what is primary memory. So a primary memory is employed as main memory of the computer. It stores programs and data. Why it is referred as, this particular memory is referred as primary memory? It is also referred as main memory. Okay, that's why I told it is employed as main memory. And it is always made out of semiconductor devices. Always primary memory, they are made out of semiconductor devices. And they are faster, they are compact, and it consumes less power. And the primary memory is static device, nothing but there are no rotatory parts in primary memory. Okay, so the primary memory, there will be no rotating parts, they are very lighter, you can carry them easily, and they are very fast compared to secondary memory. And also at the same moment, at the same time, primary memory is lot cheaper compared to the secondary memory. And why primary memory is referred as main memory? What is the reason? Because let us say that I want to work with MS Word or MS Paint, or I want to play a particular song. It is not enough that a piece of information resides in hard disk or in our pen drive or CDs. That information, if it needs to be executed, then a copy of that information should be available in primary memory. Then only we can execute that particular instruction, or else we can't. That's why primary memory is referred as main memory. Okay, because the CPU, it won't directly communicate with hard disk, it won't communicate directly with our pen drive or CD or floppy. It directly have a communication only with the primary memory. That's why the primary memory is referred as main memory. And another important thing to be noted here is CPU works at a very high speed. It works at a very tremendous speed, fast. Per second it execute millions of instructions. So in order to execute at that faster rate, data need to be given at that higher speed. Data need to be supplemented to it at a higher speed. So how this can be achieved? If the data is present in hard disk or in pen drive, you cannot feed the data to the CPU at that higher rate. So that's why the primary memory will be holding a copy of the data which is currently being executed by the CPU. Okay. Next, what are the types of memory? Primary memory and secondary memory. Already I have told you regarding memory. So what is primary memory? The primary memory is the memory employed as the main memory of the computer. Okay, it is employed. How you are using it? It is used as a main memory. You may be having 1 terabyte of hard disk. That's of no use. Only how much primary memory you are having, that is very important. Next, the CPU communicates directly only with the main memory, and primary memories are of two types. Okay, before heading into that, let me give few more information regarding primary memory. Primary memory performs few functions, important functions. The first important function is always the primary memory holds a copy of the important software, that is operating system. A part of the operating system will be stored in the primary memory. Let us say in my computer I am working in I am using Windows 10 or Windows 7. So if the Windows 7 needs to work, if that particular operating system or Windows 10 needs to work, then part of that operating system always need to be present in the primary memory, because the CPU can communicate directly only with the primary memory. If it is of no use, if you are having 1 terabyte of hard disk or 100 terabytes of hard disk, is of no use. The CPU can only communicate with the primary memory, that is main memory. So that's why the primary memory will be holding part of the operating system. A copy of the operating system will be there. Next, the primary memory also stores copy of the application programs. Let us say I am working with MS Paint, I am playing a particular game, I am playing a particular song, whatever the thing. So it will be holding a copy of that particular application program as well. Next thing is, primary memory also holds temporarily the intermediary results or the results which has been generated after processing. Okay, it also holds temporarily that intermediate results or else the data or else information which is processed that the thing will also be stored. And also the final thing is temporarily stores the results. Okay, so these are the important functions of primary memory. Now coming back to the types of primary memory, and there are two types of primary memory. The first one is RAM and the second one is called as ROM. So in this video we have started with our discussion what is computer memory, why we need to go with the computer memory. If memory is not there, then our ordinary slate is enough, ordinary book and pencil is enough. Since our gadgets is having storage ability, they have become popular. Okay, we have also studied the classification of computer memory, and also we have studied what is meant by primary memory, what are the functions of primary memory, and what are the two different types of primary memory. Thank you.